My husband willfully neglected our children, so I made him regret every last second. After feeding and changing my 6-month-old, I nearly broke down the bedroom door trying to get my husband's attention. He finally opened it, still groggy, and asked annoyed, "What do you want?" I unleashed my anger and yelled at him for neglecting our children, who hadn't eaten all day because he couldn't bother to wake up and care for them. He stared at me, dumbfounded, and said, "Oh, my bad. I thought they ate before you went to work." At that point, tears were streaming down my face. He had stayed up all night playing video games and promised that he would wake up and stay up to take care of the kids. I should have known better. I told him that I wouldn't let our children be taken away because of his laziness, and that our relationship was over. I was shaking with anger. I had never been so furious in my life. And all he could say was sorry. "I don't know where I'm going, but I have to leave." I hugged my son, told him he did his best, and that I was proud of him for looking after his sister. It's heartbreaking that he even had to do that. Edit: if you're going to say, "Well, you chose to have kids with him, so you're just as bad," then it's clear you lack maturity and critical thinking skills. I asked him to leave the apartment. Even though we're both technically on the lease, I didn't care anymore. I told him he needed to go or I would involve the police and report his failure to care for our 2 children. He became very angry and tried to convince me that it was a mistake and that it wouldn't happen again. I didn't care about his excuses. I told him to pack his things and go stay with his dad. After some intense arguing, he went on a rampage, destroying things around the apartment. He made a complete mess of our room and living room. I just let him be, as I was recording everything. My son came out and asked what was happening. I told him to lock himself in the nursery with his sister. I didn't think he would harm them, but I've heard too many stories. I had to stop recording to call the police. I yelled at him to calm down because the police were on their way, and I will only say that he put his hands on me and I had to defend myself. I apologize if this is triggering in any way. I'm trying to tone it down. He was arrested, and all 3 of us are relatively unharmed. I have some light bruises on my arm. My mom is taking care of the kids so I can attempt to clean up the apartment and replace what I can afford. I'm sorry this isn't the happy ending you all wanted. I felt it was important to update since many of you were concerned. We are fine, although my son has been unusually quiet, and I feel awful about it. Hopefully, I can treat him to something nice soon once I get this mess sorted out. I probably won't respond to many comments as I'm very tired and stressed. It takes so much energy just to write this. I apologize if the update isn't perfectly written. I did my best. Thank you for your support, and I hope better days are ahead.